something for you, cause you ain't average. I be on gas fuel, take me out of delusional. Think I got it, cause I imagine it. Fashion shit, yeah, I mix it, I ain't mad, she a addict. But I'd rather say she passionate. Is this a bad time? Remember what happened last time. You better off being satisfied. We doing the same shit every time. Is this a bad time? Remember what happened last time. You better off being satisfied. We doing the same shit every time. I hit you when you were just baiting, so what? You hit me when I was so faded, so what? Said fuck everything cause I'm jaded, so what? I did all this shit and ain't taking no love. That little part of my life fell in love with them drugs. Not taking shit back, I love who I'm becoming. Fuck that shit, shorty, we could be nothing. I'm back when I'm in sorry, copping some dumb shit. Only want 10 out of 10s in the spot. Only want 10 out of 10s where you thought. $250,000, that's on this rich pocket watch. Still flexing on niggas cause I know they watch. I wouldn't lie to you, yeah. No, I've been tired of you, yeah. You've been too all in my hair. You've been too all in my ear. You crashing out over a tree. I don't even know how to stare. But I don't know what to believe. Yeah, I don't even know how to care. No, I wanted you, but that was past tense. Done had a lot of hoes just on my accent. Carry my chopper shorty, she a savage. Got a son for you, cause you ain't average. I be on gas fuel, take me out of delusional. Think I got it, cause I imagine it. Fashion shit, yeah, I mix it, I ain't mad, she a addict. But I'd rather say she passionate. Is this a bad time? Remember what happened last time. You better off being satisfied. We doing the same shit every time. Is this a bad time? Remember what happened last time. You better off being satisfied. We doing the same shit every time. Check my phone out, a hoe say she miss me. Smoking this gas got me feeling rich. When it comes to a freak, I ain't even picky. Juice off this fit, turn her to a pig. I still my twin Mordecai and Rick. You worry about tech, I give a nigga 50. What a broke nigga always got. That's something to say, but none of them niggas with me. Been blocking windows, I feel like I'm Wendy. No, she don't want Louis, she want a new Fendi. Can't open the text in the public no more. Ain't no way to predict like what she gon' send me. I'm not even doing the talking no more. I don't even think that they really gon' get me. I'm not getting rich here, it do not concern me. Cause every day I feel like that Billy ready. I wouldn't lie to you, yeah. No, I've been tired of you, yeah. You've been too all in my hair. You've been too all in my ear. You crashing out over a tree. I don't even know how to stare. But I don't know what to believe. Yeah, I don't even know how to care. No, I wanted you, but that was past tense. Done had a lot of hoes just on my accent. Carry my chopper shorty, she a savage. Got a son for you, cause you ain't average. I be on gas fuel, take me out of delusional. Think I got it, cause I imagine it. Fashion shit, yeah, I mix it, I ain't mad, she a addict. But I'd rather say she passionate.
Today, we're going to talk about some Dinger Tuesday plays, craft up a TNT two-piece, and let's cash a squad ride. This is Behind the Lines. I really want to fade Tiger today. I hate saying that. It doesn't feel right. I mean, who else has the stack to do it?
How are we not pairing this with Judge? Fading the GOAT, I feel like a Judge pairing is required.
You know, Jovan, I could be convinced, and I think I am.
The Sooners to take care of business by 4+ runs tonight.
I think the offense for Oklahoma really picks it up when you have Kyson Witherspoon on the mound. I will take my chances that the offense is going to do enough to get this into a pretty ugly game.
There's not enough glue guys to go around, Jovan. They got no glue guys in that locker room in Philly. Zero. They got the opposite. They got the most toxic team of all time. They don't give a hoot. Let's leave them in the Big 2-4.
Have to.
At least for now.
Crabs,
Would have taken Peebles if he was up there.
I'm gonna mute.
Dude, there's no way we're talking about sped up videos.
Dude, he was cooking. He was absolutely cooking. What's going on, chat? Happy BTL Tuesday, episode 667 piece. As always, hold the fry, joined by your two hosts, Krabs and Jovan, presented by Bookit Sports. If you're not using Bookit to track your bets in the Big 2-5, what are you waiting for? What are you doing? Start tracking your bets over there today on Bookit Sports, the best bet tracking app out there by far on the App Store or Google Play. A bazillion features on that app. Go check it out yourself. Bookit Sports. W app. W Jovan. How we doing? Happy Tuesday.
Good. Let's go.
Sure. Let me go ahead and do the recaps. Get them up and moving here real quick. We got a L squad ride recap from yesterday, unfortunately, with the Guardians on the ML.
GG.
Padres going 162-0. Sure.
They might. Was just always runs.
Yep. We'll take a peep at the A team and the B team and see how we did over there on the prize picks lineup. No sharp report yesterday, chat, but don't worry, it returns today. Not our best work here. Usually it's the B team coming through sweeping and the A team going over.
Yeah,
not usually how this goes.
Some life.
Yeah. Lane Thomas stinks. He lost all his powers when he left DC.
Really bad.
Hate to see it.
Really bad.
Hate to see it. Yep. And we might not be getting any more of those crown squares, unfortunately, on
Dude,
Prize Picks. And you can't
Moose.
really take those games on the books either because
It's about to
they're
whale
gone.
those.
They're gone. And it's gone. Literally the South Park meme. You can't even bet on those games anymore. It's ridiculous. Why are they even playing the games?
It's unbelievable.
It's super weird.
Those were gold mines.
Yeah. I mean, a lot of overs, not a lot of defense. And no more Prize Pick squares to take anymore. Brutal. Chat, how we doing? Happy Tuesday. Are we going to have a day today? I think we will. Yeah, you're right, Danny. Could be worse. Could be homeless. Sure we can. We got Mook coming in, dropping a resub for 12 months. W call on the over, Jovan. Padres 5-0 start. Tatis in MVP form. Gavin Sheets resurgence. Are they legit contenders this year? Mook is asking. Only 5 games in.
Yeah, I mean, we'll see. They look damn good. If the pitching
Let's
staff
start.
can do something the next couple weeks and just look absolutely lights out again, could be having the conversation.
If you can find odds out there, chat, long shot for reliever of the year, Jeremiah Estrada. Keep that name in the back of your brain.
Could be Soma.
Sure. Yeah, Pega, I really don't think they've had any of these games approved, unfortunately. But I could check 365 and see if they have it up there. I'll give that a peep after the stream. I appreciate you looking, my man. All right. Well, W Subby coming in there from Mook. And look, W start to the season for the Padres, Jovan. Typically, they get out to the worst start of all time. So they're trying something new this year. Getting out to a 5-0 start for the Pods. Good for Manny and good for San Diego. We got Festa coming in as well, dropping a resub during TMA. W Mikey, WTMA. Getting up and moving earlier today. We missed you guys yesterday, but good to see you boys back in action before BTL today. And if you guys missed TMA, you can always go back and rewatch on the YouTube as well if you want to see what Mikey and Josh are up to today. Okay, Godsynth coming in hot. Fading Kevin Hart, won't it? Okay, I don't know what you mean there, Godsynth, but W Kevin Hart joke. Let's get in the green today, goats. Yep, only choice we got today, Godsynth. We got a hype train moving and grooving. I like where we're at for today, Jovan. Yeah, we already did the recaps. Why don't we hop in and talk about some plays for today? We have a ton to go over.
Sure.
Okay. We got TNT 2-piece we got to craft up. We've got Dinger Tuesday making its return. I've seen a lot of people bitching about the promo this year, but we'll talk some home run hitters. We'll talk some Dinger Tuesday plays that we like, right? Some guys we think are going yah. Along with the Sharp Report, we'll get going. We'll get up and moving here in about a second. And then we'll go over the rest of the games for today that you guys like. No early baseball, right? No games starting up here soon, Jovan, but that's okay. A lot of great games to talk about. You got a game on TBS tonight. Diamondbacks and Yankees. We'll talk about that game in a moment. Don't want to get to that one first, but I do have a play in that game, Jovan. I'll let it marinate. I'll start out with some NIT talk here. Let me get the mean green. Can I get the mean green on the ML? You guys mind if I get the mean green? Lock them in on the ML here. Let me get North Texas on the money line. The 2 seed as a favorite against the big and bad 1 seed here in the NIT, the semifinals, I believe, for the NIT. Yep, semifinals. North Texas as favorites against UC Irvine, who's been a wagon all season. I mean, what an impressive year for them, along with UC San Diego. Great conference this year, great mid-majors. But I thought it was a little bit weird seeing North Texas as favorites against UCI, but North Texas has looked great. I mean, this season overall in this NIT tournament as well, and I don't think their job is done yet, Jovan. I'll back Atten Wright, and I'll back this North Texas squad. A little more physical team, a little more. They rely a little bit more on defense here. Thought it was a good sign seeing the 2 seeds and a team that is ranked below UCI in KenPom. Thought it was kind of weird that they were favorites in this game, and I'll lean into that. Back in the mean green on the ML and North Texas in the NIT semifinals.
You know I'm down for UNT always.
Yeah. We got Sassy Kai coming in from Snapchat. W Snap. If you guys aren't following the Bookit Snap,
Hope
I'm
Rav
going to
heard
drop
that.
that link. Yeah, W's. Rav, W Mikey, maybe bringing them in here. If you guys aren't following the Bookit Snapchats, we'll drop the link to that in the chat here as well. It takes 1 second. All you got to do is click the link here, chat. And you can follow us on Snapchat. Rav's done a really good job getting a lot of behind-the-scenes content and putting up a lot of our graphics as well. W Pega and W Goots in the chat, whoever pulled that one off. Love to see it, guys. Click on that link. Add Bookit on Snap. All right, we're trying to get to 50K followers. We're getting there. We're on the way. Okay. Jovan, thumbs up for the Mean Green today. You in?
Yes, definitely big thumbs up.
We got a couple other goats in here from Snap. Love to see it. It's W's. Fusion coming in hot. Love to see it. Okay. Let's swing it around to Jovan straight bets here. I want to see his first play of the day today and go ahead and call him Jovan Zilbert, folks. How about 3 overs for the kid? Sure.
3 overs. 2 on the diamond. First one in the game that you'll talk about probably pretty soon. The Brewers, Royals. I couldn't quite get there with the Brewers again because I do want some sort of like bounce back after what happened yesterday. But I want to do it with the bats, partially because Michael Lorenzen is the guy that I really want to fade in this game. But he has vastly overperformed. He did a lot of that last year, but he's also a big-time reverse splits pitcher. So when I look at the guys that have been struggling a little bit to start the season in the Brewers lineup, which not that anybody's really been seeing the ball well, but the heavy hitters like Churio has been pretty bad to start the season. Love the matchup as a reverse split guy. William Contreras, same thing. Rhys Hoskins, same thing. So I think the matchup sets up really, really well for them to hop on Lorenzen. And the thing that I quite couldn't get behind as far as the Brewers go, their bullpen is in absolute shambles. And you'll talk about the guy that they have starting today, Chad Patrick. He's not going to go very long. I couldn't see a world where he goes maybe more than 3 innings, depending on what they really need for him. Like right now, all they really have available for, like they've been using guys for extended outings. Like all of their bullpen has pitched multiple innings for the most part in the last couple of days, besides Trevor Miguel, who's their closer, and then like Jared Kading only pitched for a little bit on Sunday, so he'll be available as like the long relief guy. Other than that, this bullpen is taxed to shreds. So like as good as we like to think the Brewers bullpen typically is, A, it hasn't been that this year, but B, they've got a lot of mileage on those arms, partially from, the start of that Yankees 20-run game that ballooned into the next couple of days. So it's not setting up well for the arms they have. So I'm worried about how this game is going to turn out after we get midway through the game. I think they're going to give up some runs and maybe the Royals will crawl back and really keep it on them for a while. But I do think the Brewers offense bounces back, and this is the day they hop on a starting pitcher for once.
Prime. That's a Mikey Overs type of card. Ain't nothing wrong with that either. Right?
Sure.
3 overs. Getting it started with some runs in this Brew Crew game. Do I love the over in that game? It scares me a little bit. I hope the majority of those runs come from the Brewers, and we'll talk about that a little bit more when we get to the prize pick squares, but I certainly see where your head's at. And you're not wrong about that Brewers bullpen. If they show up again today like they've been showing up, it might be time to sound the alarms. Still early on in the season, but they have been atrocious. Absolutely atrocious.
Really bad.
We'll see if they can pick it up today. All right, nothing tickles Jim than the thought of a tax bullpen, Richie says in the chat. Yeah, good angle. It is. I think this Brewers bullpen, look, they're not as good as in years past. Obviously, you lose a guy like Devin Williams, you're already not going to be as good as you were the previous year. I think they will improve. This is still the Brew Crew we're talking about here that usually
they'll be okay eventually.
Yep.
They'll be okay eventually. It's just a tough situation for them to figure it out right now when you're probably going to need Jared Koenig to pitch 3-4 innings.
Yeah, I'm going to need an immaculate start here. I'm going to need a little bit more than expected out of Chad Patrick, and we'll talk about him in a moment, Jovan. I mean, the vibes cannot be worse for the Brewers right now. I'm seeing people on Twitter saying if Chad Patrick pulls out a dub today, or if he pitches well, they're going to crown him as St. Patrick. They're going to start calling him St. Patty. And that's how bad the vibes are up there. They need to win bad. We'll circle back and talk about this game a little bit more in a moment. For now, Gootsy, actually, that moment is literally right now. Let me get the Brew Crew on the ML. Speak of the Devils. Jovan, I don't know what the best play is here in this game, but, after talking through it, we will figure it out. I thought it was kind of weird seeing our guy, Chad Patrick here, a.k.a. future St. Patrick, as a favorite. Look, I know maybe we're only 4 games in, and maybe I'm overreacting to how the Brewers have looked so far this season, but seeing this team, sitting at -120, -125 against a Royals team that just beat them like 10-1 last night. A Brewers team that not only are they losing games, Jovan, but they're getting absolutely demolished. We saw what happened in the Yankee series. You addressed it as well. And then yesterday they lose 11-1 against the Royals and Bubic. It's unacceptable. This ain't Ma and Pa's Brew Crew, right? It's not a great start. Look, I'm not going to sound the alarms yet, but after today, might have to. This is a big game for the Brew Crew. This is a big game for Chad Patrick, Jovan. Sure, he's probably not going to go 5 innings. Shit, he might not even go 4. Although we might need him to be honest with you, looking at this bullpen. But Jovan, they've got a weird prize pick square up there for him, an earned run square that we'll talk about here in a moment. But for now, we can stick with the ML and the Brew Crew. I do think Chad Patrick goes out there and surprises some people. And maybe that doesn't mean a 9-inning shutout, right? Maybe that just means, 3.5 innings of 1-run ball, and he keeps them in the game, right? And that's probably exactly what the doctor ordered here for the 0-4 Brewers. But this kid, let's not forget how good he was last year. I'm seeing all over Twitter, people are gassing him up. Was one of the most consistent, reliable arms in the minor leagues last year. Led all of AAA in ERA, wins, and strikeouts. He literally won the Triple Crown in AAA last year. Had some of the most innings and strikeouts and wins in all of the minors last season. Kid's a studs. But he already had an appearance against the Yankees in that game where the Yankees put up over 20 runs, Jovan, and Oswaldo Cabrera hit a nuke off of him. He gave up, I think, 2 runs on 2 hits in just 1 inning of work out of the bullpen, which I personally kind of like back in a young arm who's now going to go make his debut. I know I keep bringing up Brad Lord, Jovan, but Brad Lord goes out there for his debut the other night, gets destroyed, can't find the strike zone. You could tell it's his debut, I guess is the best way to put it, right? That's kind of what happened to our guy, St. Patrick here. Terrible first outing, right? Terrible debut. Now he gets to make his MLB debut as a starter, right? His first ever start in the majors. I think we might see a little bit better results out of the kid, Chad Patrick, who was a studs starter in the minors last season. I'm willing to bank on him and the Brew Crew to get enough out of him. And I'll take the Brewers on the ML when I thought this should be closer to a pick'em, or maybe even the Royals as a favorite with all-reliable veteran Lorenzen on the bump for the Royals. And the Brew Crew still looking for their first win. I just thought the ML looked a little off to me. That was some respect for the Brewers.
Yeah, I can respect it. You can always, I guess, have it in the back pocket. The Royals bullpen also sucks. So
yeah, they do.
If it becomes
Henry
bullpen versus bullpen, it's bad versus bad. Maybe the
Yeah.
Brewers are in a little worse like rest spot. They definitely are, but still not the greatest arms you'll have out there for the Royals either.
Is Hunter Henry up and moving? Do we know? Is his arm still connected to his body? I know he had some injuries at the end of last year. He might be done. He might be hurt still. Yeah. Anybody in chat got eyes on Hunter Henry?
Harvey?
Sorry, Jesus. Hunter Harvey. Okay. How's he looking?
I think he did all right,
Okay.
if I remember correctly.
All right.
Okay.
Thoughts on Lindor hits for the year? Hey, it's 4 games in here, folks. Let's not overreact. Okay? Let's not overreact. Yeah, I mean, if Hunter Henry, the tight end, was getting rips, I'd be pretty impressed. All right, let's keep moving and grooving here. Jovan, I want to hear about your next over, your next straight bet. Take me to the Nats game. Sure you can.
Nats, I think their bats are going to get up and moving today, Krabs. We saw
Better
a
hope
little
so,
sneak glimpse.
Trevor Williams giving up runs.
Yeah, but I mean, realistically, I'm kind of knocking that in as a given. Not that I think Trevor Williams is just a certainty to get touched up today, but I really like the matchup for the Jays against them because they're, I don't know, a relatively patient team. They've really started off the year that way, which is a change from years past. A lot of years past, they've had these type of matchups against these pitchers that nibble around the corners, and it's been really bad for them because they're super aggressive, the rollover pitches, but they have a much better, I don't know, approaches in offense when you're facing a pitcher like Trevor Williams. That is another one of those guys that's kind of in the Lorenzen mold where pitched really well for a period of time last year, a lot of the year when he was healthy. Really the last 2 years, he's had his little glimpses. And now I think this is the year where it kind of starts to fall apart a little bit, especially when you're facing a team that I think matches up really well against you. Enter the Blue Jays today. So I think their bats are in a really good spot against them, plus the really bad Nats bullpen. And I think the Nats lineup can show up as well against Jose Barrios. I don't think that really takes much convincing. He's either the greatest pitcher in the world or he's throwing absolute BP. When he faces a team with a lot of lefties with pop, which we saw a glimpse of that last night with the Abrams James Wood back-to-back, which meant nothing in the run of the game, but I'm sure that got you extremely excited to see that, Krabs, especially to get James Wood on the board. Those are the lineups that he struggles against big time, especially like extra base hit power, just allowing a lot of ISO, I guess, from a lot of those lineups. So I think the Nats, even if they strike out a good bit, which I think is probably one of the worst matchups they've had to do so in that regard so far this season, I do still think they're going to hit with some power today. So I think the runs will be on the board from them. Maybe they sneak one out today, but I wouldn't be betting on that bullpen or Trevor Williams against the Jays today. So I'm staying runs.
Yeah, maybe K-Bear Ruiz goes up there, stays hot, hits the start of the year. I could see it.
Wouldn't that be something?
I could see it. That would be literally something. Money Habits coming in hot with a hot take here. These torpedo bats about to change the whole sport of baseball unless MLB steps in.
If they were going to
I don't
change
know
the
if
whole
I'm there
sport of
yet.
baseball, they would have done it when they're first being used 2 years ago.
Yeah, I don't know if I'm there yet.
People don't realize how common those were before the Yankees just made them a thing. Like Wander Franco used one, and nobody knew it.
I mean, yeah, we can't act like we knew because I didn't know.
Yeah, I mean, the shape has been a thing. It's just not as common as it was then. Or
I'll be honest,
more
the
common
first time
now.
I heard about it was the other day. And
I
yeah,
know,
all
that's
these
what I'm saying.
all these pictures are coming out, and apparently Stan used it in the playoffs last year for the Yankees. And yeah, they've been around for 2 years. I just had no idea until a couple of days ago.
It's not nearly as big a deal as I think people are making it out to be.
It's a big deal when it helps the Yankees win, in my opinion.
Well, as we found out from yesterday, maybe the Brewers pitching is just that bad. When you had the Brewers pitching in Yankee Stadium with the wind blowing 20 miles an hour out.
Yeah. Why is everybody bitching about more offense? All the teams are using them. Yeah, I mean, if that's the case, then I'm cool with it. I don't really like the fact of rewarding people or players who can't get their hands to the ball. But that's probably a combo for another time. I don't know. Anytime anybody changes the sport of baseball, I feel like it, doesn't go too well. People don't like change, especially for baseball.
Yeah.
And especially when it helps the Yankees. Maybe it's just me. Maybe I'm a little biased in that sense. But yeah, I mean, if all the teams are using it, that's all that matters. Right? As long as there's no, competitive advantage. Right?
Yeah.
Jovan, this over scares me because I'm biased and I like Trevor Williams. But on paper, you should have some help on both sides for both lineups in this game. And can we expect another legacy season from Trevor Williams before he got hurt? Probably not. And if we get another one of those seasons, then maybe we need to start having conversations about Trevor Williams being really fucking good. So I don't know, but I think we can all agree we were very pleasantly surprised with Trevor before he got hurt. Can we expect that same production out of him again at this age? Probably not, but you could have said the same thing before his last season. We'll see.
Yeah.
He's been waiting a long time for this day. We'll see if he can go out there and, give him, I don't know, he's probably going to be on an even shorter leash, right? Coming back from an injury, and it's his first start of the season. So to me, that sounds like the Nats bullpen getting involved. And to me, that sounds like cake/runs/ a good sign for your over.
Yep.
It'd be cool if you could take like second 5, or I guess it'd be second 4 overs before the game. And maybe
we could ladder the second 4 overs. Any team that's playing the Nats, any team that's playing the Rockies, it would be auto.
Probably a reason why they don't have that, right?
I mean, yeah.
Could just fade bullpens. All right. And I'll tell you what, I did want to shout out, I know the big 3. We've been talking about the Nats' big 3, right, Jovan, in their lineup. We'll talk about the big 3 offensively a little bit more, but how about this big 3 in their bullpen, Jovan? This has to be addressed. Maybe the worst 3 relievers I've ever seen in my entire life. Ladies and gents, if you see these guys pitching in a baseball game in the next, coming days, months, years, whatever, first off, I'd be shocked if they're still pitching in the coming years. Second off, you better pray you don't have the ML for the Nationals when you see Lucas Sims, Colin Poche. I think his first name's Colin. Haven't cared enough to learn it, but I'm pretty sure it's Colin. And this guy Salazar, who never heard of him, just randomly spawned on the team for the beginning of the season. There's actually a famous bar in DC named Salazar, so that's what I always think of when I hear it. But I think you could probably put the bar out there on the mound and maybe put some sort of catapult and a lever, and that would probably have better results throwing to some of these hitters than the actual guy Salazar. This dude is the worst. He's fucking dog shit. That's the big 3 that really needs to be talked about, Jovan, and addressed. Is Lucas Sims, Colin Poche, and Salazar. The worst 3 relievers of all time. They pitched again in unison, back to back to back. I don't know what the Nats' game plan is. Why are these guys pitching back to back to back?
Yeah, I guess they have them on like a semi-schedule. So like today, I assume we're going to get...
Maybe that's just their losing pen.
Ferrer, right? Lopez, Ribalta maybe. if he's back up and
Do you
moving.
think it's a set sketch? Or do you
I'm just
think
looking at
it's
how they've used
more
them
like
so
losing
far.
pen? You think it's more losing pen, like an A team and a B team and a C team pen?
I mean, like, I guess the Finnegan aspect of it probably is, but everybody else, they just have them on a normal every other day schedule pretty much to open the season. So we'll see how it changes. They'll probably have to change maybe tomorrow, depending on just how bad it gets today. But I don't know. I would love to see any of those guys pitch back-to-back days tonight.
Yeah, if any of those guys make it in that game tonight, you're in business.
Yeah.
Love to see what they've got on no
probably,
rest.
probably getting fair. So I'd be happy to see that too.
That kid's got great stuff, has no clue where it's going.
No.
Zero idea. You just go up there and you stand there with your bat on your shoulder and you get on base. It's that simple. All right, let's swing it around, Gucci. I got one more straight bet for the peeps, and then we will circle back to Jovan's and then get to the squares. Yeah, how about a nasty under in the primetime TBS game tonight, Jovan? How about the under in Corbin Burns versus Will Warren? Or how about the under in the Torpedo Bowl? Look, a lot of people talking about the torpedo bats, right? People in chat are talking about it. People who probably aren't even baseball fans are talking / hearing about it. And I legally am obligated, Jovan, to fade runs in this game when everybody's, turning on TBS tonight. Excited to hear and watch these fucking torpedo bats in action, right? To see Jazz Chisholm go up there at the dish with the weird misshapen bats and then probably go hit a nuke, right? Like he's done all season. Well, I have to fade this over here, and I have to, fade the fun and back the under in this game. And I'll tell you what, Jovan, seeing Arizona up to -115 now is also a great sign. I wouldn't hate them first 5. I wouldn't hate them on the ML, to be completely honest with you. Maybe they do hand the Yankees that first loss of the season, but I still like this under the most. I'm going to stand by it, and I'm going to stick to the big guns here, and that's the nastiest under on the slate. I'm in a game involving both these offenses who have put up a bunch of runs so far this season, Jovan. You've got the Yankees who are coming off of that series against the Brewers that we keep talking about, where they scored, 40 runs combined in those games. Insane. Sorry, more like 30, but still absolutely absurd. And then you got Arizona coming off a 10-piece in their last game, Jovan, where they put up 10 runs against the Cubbies in their last game. So I have to bet the under in this game. I do think Corbin Burns goes out there and shoves, not just today, but this entire season. One of those guys who I've had my eyes on all offseason, I think goes out there and is an absolute workhorse and proves once again that he is an ace in this league. I'm sorry, Goots, but it's going to be one heck of a year for Corbin Burns. And I think on national TV tonight, the people get reminded how good he really is. Give me the under in this game. I think Will Warren does enough. And I have to fade both bats coming off of great performances.
Yep. Shout out Corbin. Love to see it.
Sure. Yep. Will Warren will give you 3 outs, A-Lad says. Well, he might give us a couple more than that. But hey, with that Yankees bullpen.
Lads is just worried about the nerfy. He takes every nerfy on the board, seems like, man.
Okay. All right. Sunny Side said I took the Yankees team total over. Might be a good middle. I don't know if that'd be considered a middle, but yeah, I mean, to be honest, I don't love that play, but somebody's winning Sunny Side picks. And good to hear you cash the cricket play, my man. That's how you start your day off right. Sure you can. W follows as well, coming in hot. We got Frost out, 710 coming in, Janaba coming in, Key coming in. W follows. We appreciate you guys. We're also live on YouTube as well. Don't be afraid to go over there and check out some of our other content. You can check out the MLB BTL exclusive pod we put out a couple days ago as well. Still very relevant if you're trying to get in your MLB bag. Krabs Total Slayer gave out the perfect play for the squad ride votes. I think I saw that. Were you talking about maybe doing a little Brewers? What was it? Brewers team total over, I believe, was the compromise that you guys were talking about in chat, since I like the Brewers and Jovan likes the over in that game. I don't hate it, right? And we'll talk about that a little bit more when we circle back at the end, chat. For now, we'll keep powering through and going over our winners here. And no, we have not talked about Ellie yet, Evan. Jovan, thoughts on Ellie using the torpedo bat, hitting a nuke, and then we'll transition into your last straight bet here.
I mean, he's him. We know that. He's good. That's why
He's
super goat. That's why we have tonsils. He's him.
Yep. Crazy. He said first time he's ever used it was in BP today. And he said, fuck it, I'll use it. This is before the game yesterday. Next thing you know, he hits a nuke. That's crazy to me.
He's goated.
He's him. All right. You got one more over for the peeps here, Jovan, I believe.
Yep. One's a little nastier than the ones on the diamond, but going to the ice. The Red Wings and Blues. The Blues are riding a fat winning streak. I think if they win tonight, it reaches double digits. They've been the hottest team in hockey. Absolutely incredible. And a lot of it's been on the defensive side, just like we kind of know the Blues are. Binnington's been fantastic. I mean, even Hofer in spots where he's had to come in, he's been fantastic. Defensively, they haven't really let much through. I think that changes tonight. And I think there's certainly a chance that the Red Wings snipe one on the road tonight, partially because a lot of the teams, frankly, that the Blues have been playing, not they haven't been impressive or it's only been off of really bad teams, but I'll call it what it is. Like throughout this little stretch that they've had, they faced a lot of bad offenses. Sans like the Avs, which happened to be their last game. Other than that, like played the Predators twice in it. They played the Canucks, the Ducks, the Blackhawks, the Habs. I'll even put them up there, even though they've been much better. Like as of recent, they shut them down in that game. Not an overall great offensive team. So I think this stretch, while it has been really, really impressive for the Blues, I don't necessarily think defensively they've been as good as they're going to get credit for. They have gotten credit for, like if you're just box score watching, and I'm not going to come up here and say the Red Wings are the greatest offense of all time either, but they feed the puck in the middle of the ice. They're like one of those teams. A lot of teams get frustrated when they try to work from the back against the Blues because they don't let much through unless you're literally right in front of the net. The Red Wings, especially as of late, they've been working a lot kind of in the middle, which is exactly what you want to do against the Blues. You want to get in tight. You don't really want to worry about kind of working on the outside and trying to be too cute, and that way you just lose possession. So like I think the Red Wings, not only they're going to play a little faster and put pressure on them defensively, I think they're going to come out and be super aggressive, get into the middle, going in fast and scoring goals, of course, which is probably why I don't know if you've taken a look at the goals allowed category, Krabs. There's a Jordan Binnington goals allowed square, which has not gone more than since the Vietnam War, minus the one green bar. But I don't think we've seen throughout this whole stretch, really. I don't think we've seen one like weird looking Jordan Binnington square odds wise. And I think it's definitely interesting that it comes into play today against the Red Wings of all teams when the Blues are, the dreaded minus 180 at home. So I think the Red Wings offense shows life. Do I really want to cut? I think we're getting a line start out of this and what the Blues can do offensively. No, probably not. Definitely lean the Red Wings way, but I think this is one of the few times throughout this whole little stretch the Blues have had that the game's going to be a little more open and we're going to see some goals. So I think I've picked out maybe one of the two overs they've had in this entire 9-game stretch. So hoping that we can make it another one. That would be great, but we're taking the goals.
All right, back in some goals. I'm seeing the over catching, I don't know, five-ish cents of steam. It's definitely not moving the other way towards that over. So good sign for some goals. And all we're asking for is 6, not 7, just a 6-piece. And that would be a cash, not even a push. So I'm in. And I'm certainly down to take the more than on that goals allowed square as well. That's music to my fucking ears, Jovan. 2 words, count me in. Sign me up. I'm right there with you. All right. Chat W overs from Jovan over there. A couple in on the diamonds, one on the ice. Let's talk about some prize pick squares. Goodsy, swinging around. I want to talk about my 2 here real quick. We mentioned Chad Patrick, a.k.a. St. Patrick, after tonight. Give me the less than earned runs. I know this does not exactly go hand in hand with Jovan and his, his over in this game. Excuse me. Sorry, I got a text. But Chad Patrick, look, he might not even go more than 3-4 innings, Jovan, and that could be good for the square, right? They're not expecting the world from the kids. I know he was a starter all last season. I talked about this guy. He was the Triple Crown winner, for minor league pitcher last year. Great. But can we expect a full workloads? Can we expect him to be dialed in? Probably not. To both those answers, making his starting pitching debut here. But I will take his less than earned runs in a game where I personally don't see a lot of runs early on. I think they could come against these bullpens that are absolute dog shit, like we kind of talked about earlier. But I think Chad Patrick goes out there, and by the way, this under is super juicy on the books for his under earned runs allowed. But I think he goes out there for 3-ish innings and gives up maybe 1 run and has a pretty darn good starting pitching debut. This is the same guy who gave up a nuke to Oswaldo Cabrera against the Yankees the other day when they scored 25 runs in that fucking game. So I think we see a better version of this kid today, and I think it's pretty weird seeing this square up on the board to begin with, to be completely honest with you, especially considering the Royals just put up 11 runs yesterday, and you're telling me this kid is going more than his earned runs? I don't think so. I think he goes out there and at least does enough. Maybe gives up 1 run, gets yanked a little bit earlier than people think.
Yeah, I don't disagree. I think 3 innings might even be stretching it. I think we might see him for less. So as
Okay.
much as I like runs in this game, a lot of it's because of the bullpens on both sides and Lorenzen. So I don't really
Sure.
have a problem with it.
And then Jose Barrios. This one also super juicy to the under on the books. But Jose Barrios, after a horrid debut, Jovan, for the season, he gets to go out there and potentially get some revenge, I guess, or get his lick back in this next start. But Jose Barrios, a guy who's got that 11 ERA, I think he probably gets hit up a little bit today, but he's not going to be walking more than one guy, Jovan, and it's probably going to be James Wood, to be honest with you. I've already seen it. That's probably going to be the one walk here. But besides James Woods, I mean, everybody else on this team is extremely aggressive. That's kind of the Nats game plan as well. Darnell Coles, I've talked about it all the time. I'll say it again. Hit the ball hard on the ground, swing a lot, swing early in counts, put the ball in play, and good things happen. Although I don't agree with it in the Big 2-5. That is our hitting coach's game plan, and that's what he's instilled in all of his hitters, right? And besides James Woods, you can pretty much see it, right? These guys are very aggressive. They're swinging a lot early in counts. Even CJ Abrams yesterday, first pitch of the game, was swinging. And I really don't agree with that. I think that's absolute dog shit. Why have a guy hit leadoff if he's not taking a couple pitches? But maybe that's old school. I don't know. And I'm not saying I'm smarter than Dave Martinez. I'm just saying I'm equally as smart. But to be honest with you, Jovan, I think Barrios goes out here, pitches a little bit better today, probably still gives up a couple runs. The Nats have a chance to maybe win this game as, plus 135 dogs. Probably do get the over, but it's probably later on, when these two bullpens are getting involved because they're absolute dog shit, especially the Nats. And you could probably expect a similar result like we saw, over the first 4 games of the season, when their bullpen got absolutely taxed and torched up there on the bump. So I'll take Jose Barrios when he's in this game. I'll take his less than 1.5 walks allowed. Super juicy to the under on the books. The Nats, bottom 5 in walks per game this season. And that's also just not their game plan, taking pitches besides James Woods. So he'll get his 1 walk, and that'll be it. And Jose Barrios will get yanked in the 4th or 5th inning after giving up his 3rd or 4th run, and we'll cash the square.
Sure. I'm down for that.
Nasty, nasty square.
Yep.
Nasty. All right. Sure. Slushy slips. So that was not last season when he won the Triple Crown. I thought it was. I'll have to check the Carfax on that, but I think that was last season. I'll check on that while Jovan goes over his 2 squares here. Take me to Prize Picks, Jovan. What are you cooking up over there?
Sure. There's a couple guys that I wanted to take Brewers wise, and honestly, it was pretty tough deciding between the couple of them because pretty much all of them started off pretty slow to say the least, and they've just been overall really disappointing. But I wanted to go with Jackson Chourio, so taking his fantasy score. Obviously, I want to target righties because Lorenzen's a big reverse split guy, and a couple of the guys in the lineup, including Chourio, also happen to be reverse split guys, and Chourio is really good when he has like anything going away for him, whether it's off speed or whether it's, I don't know, any sort of cutter, which is really a lot of what Lorenzen loves to throw to righties, which is why he struggles so much. He leaves it over the plate. And those are the pitches that get crushed. So I think Chourio wakes up today and has a pretty good day. Obviously, love having the fantasy score be a part of it too, because Chourio can be so active on the base pass. So I think he's the starter for this offense today, and I like the guys behind him. So if we need the RBI spot, need somebody to drive him in, I do think we get it. So taking his fantasy score, then going on the ice, Jason Zucker. First of all, hilarious chart. He's been staring at one in the face for quite some time now, fully red. But he's playing the Sens, who get ripped apart on the left side. He did just play the Sens and ended with 1, but there were a lot of very open opportunities where he just frankly lost the puck. He did that twice, where he had a wide open shot, and one of them you whiffed, one of them you just flat out lost the puck while he was trying to grab it back to shoot it. So I think he's going to have plenty of opportunities. If you look at what they've been doing as of late, really it's been the same way all season. They've been getting ripped apart on the outside, but as of late specifically, even against like some poor, I guess, teams, they've been getting ripped apart on that side. So like he's going to be, I believe, still on that 3rd line with Tuck, and I forget who's in the middle. I think it's your guy Krebs, which he's been dishing to them a lot lately. I don't think that's going to happen today, partially because that worked so well in that game that they just played a couple days ago. So I feel like they're going to center in probably more on the right side, and he'll be super aggressive. Also on the first PP where he kind of marinates on that same side too. So I think the square is probably up and heavily juiced for a reason. Fits the game script. I think fits the matchup too. He was like the only guy on the left side for the Sabres when they just played him that really didn't hit his SOGs and didn't rip at all. And that was just partially because he didn't get the opportunity to. I think he's going to get that opportunity in much, much bigger numbers tonight. So I think he's ripping too.
Okay. I love our squares today. I'll tell you right now, while you were talking and giving those sell jobs, I did lock in the Sharp Report 4-man. I'm about to drop the link to that right now in the chat. The Churio angle, that's a young goat that I really want to buy stock in, and I love seeing that as a Brewers ML ticket holder. Sure, let's back Churio on his fantasy score. And that last, score on the ice, Jovan, nasty, very, very red, right? He's got one SOG pretty much every game over the last couple, but I think tonight maybe he strikes gold and we finally turn green. Is this a square that's been up a lot over the past couple games, or is this a square that they kind of pick their spots for? Were you surprised to see it up on the boards?
Well, so the way it works with SOGs is they'll very often put up like the gobs and demons, but this very few times as of recent has been a normal square. It's like usually it's a little more juice towards the under, or like in certain matchups it'll be juiced the other way, where it's sitting like right in the middle now has not been up too much. So, it's minus 130 on the books to the over, which is a little irregular.
Okay. Wow, Matt Warner is in the no home run line. No shot. C-Dot. Wouldn't that be something if he's the one guy that hits the nuke today and fucks up Trent's no home run line, huh? Matt Warner? Wouldn't that be something?
We were talking about it because he's taking Jordan and Trout, just hoping they hit a nuke. So they're probably not hitting a nuke. So the rest of the lay, whoever it is pretty much auto getting one of them.
And I'm being told in chat from my sharps to go look at some of Matt Wallner's squares that are up on the boards.
Yeah.
He does have a 1.5 hit run RBI square up there. He did cash that in the last game, to be fair. He's got a weird run square up there, but he did score a run in the last game, so not ideal.
Thing is, like, his squares are never really going to be weird because he's leading off.
Okay. Still trying to figure out why he's hitting lead off as well, but
yeah, he's him. There is one square on the board, Krabs, that you might explode when we talk about it.
Okay. You want
to bring him? I've got him on Dinger Tuesday list.
Okay, so we can wait then. I'm in. Jovan, if I'm a coach, if I'm managing a professional baseball team or just a baseball team, wouldn't you want your power guy hitting behind a couple dudes who could maybe get on base, and you could turn some of those solo shots into 2, God forbid, a 3-run home run?
Times are changing, Krabs.
Right? Yeah. Tell that to Kyle Schwarber.
Yeah, and guess who invented that? Dave Martinez. He's a really good coach when it comes to X's and O's, right? I don't know if I agree.
No, not every team gets to have Gunnar Henderson who can do all of it leading off,
Yeah, that is true. Some teams have guys who win World Series. Some do. I don't know. Maybe I'm wrong, but I don't think I am. Maybe I'm just old school in that sense. But look, if I got a guy who's hitting nukes, if I got a power guy, I'm at least not hitting him first. I'm hitting him second. But
well, the thing is, like, you're the Twins at this point. It would be different. It would be different if you were the Twins and like you had a typical leadoff guy that was actually doing anything of substance getting on base. They don't have that. It's like, what does it matter for them at this point?
They don't have one contact hitter.
They have more contact hitters. I'm just saying, like, looking at the Twins right now, what guy are you going to look at and say, I want him at the top of the lineup because he's getting on base consistently?
I'd probably put Carlos Correa there, but maybe not right this second. But that's the first name that comes to mind. Obviously, a healthy Byron Buxton, but that's number one. He's never healthy. Number two,
Buxton strikes out as much as Wallner, and Carlos Correa has 0 hits this year.
Yeah.
So it's like, what is that much better of an option?
Yeah. I don't know. It's not how I'd set my lineup, but I'm not a manager of a professional baseball team. Whatever happened to putting a guy who just sees some pitches, gets on base, just grinds ABs in the leadoff hole? Whatever happened to that? It's gone. Times are changing. All right. Yes, chat. Whoever's asking, we will do the TNT2 piece in a little bit here. So, we'll pick up the tempo and pace. I did drop the link to the Sharp Report 4-man in the chats. I'll drop it again here on Twitch if you guys want to tail I like our squares today, Jovan, and I did already lock that puppy in. The link is in the chat. Okay. Hey, you have the same amount of managerial wins as Rocco. Yeah, you're not wrong, Stanley. You're not wrong. All right, let's keep moving to groove, Jovan. We got to get through all these different segments today. Why don't we pull up the Dinger Tuesday graphic? Get that puppy up and moving. Jack, don't get too bricked, but it's the first Dinger Tuesday segment of the Big 2-5 here. And what better way to start it, Jovan, than talking about Paul DeJong, member of the Big Three offensively. We might have to come up with a second nickname there for that, the bullpen Big Three, because that does not roll off the tongue. Bullpen Big Three, but yeah. Paul DeJong, member of the Nats Big Three in that lineup, Jovan had a really good point before BTL today in our meeting. He said, "Hey, the only member of the Big Three to not go yard yet, right? You got Nate Lau, who's got not one but two. We're not talking one nuke, we're talking two-piece from Nate Lau, and then Josh Bell's done job already as well. He hit that ball extremely hard for once. Good to see. Jovan, tonight, I kind of think it's Paul DeJong, a guy who I feel like thrives off a veteran arm, who, doesn't blow you away with velo. Jose Barrios at this time in his career, right? Kind of a crafty pitcher, relies a little bit more on his, second, third pitches. That's the kind of guy that I want my coins on with Paul DeJong here. Paul DeJong, who I thought should be closer to plus 1,000 in a game that didn't have the highest total. Thought that was some respect for a guy who still has 0 home runs this season. The odds were looking a little weird to me. I think it might be Paul DeJong day, Jovan. I'll take a stab at him at plus 750.
Sure. How about Big Paul, man?
Sure he
Go
can.
Go.
Yep. You want to tell me about Vlad in that same game?
Yeah, same game. Obviously, want to take something that's Trevor Williams. He likes to nibble low and away, but it's with every pitch other than his fastball. So I think one of two things are going to happen here. He's going to try and elevate that fastball against Vlad, which he does to a lot of righty power hitters. It's not going to get up enough. And Vlad's going to turn on it and send it to the moon. Or, which has also been his problem a little bit when he has shown a little bit of vulnerability, that sweeper that he tries to get low and away doesn't quite get low and away either, which is why against those same ready power bats, they have made him look a little vulnerable at times. And I think the Vlad does the same thing today. So I'm taking Vlad after the whole world took him yesterday, and I think he cashed his bases or fantasy or whatever it was, but did not go yard like everybody was expecting him to do. I'll do it today.
Okay. Sure he can. Back in your guy, Vladdy, getting off the schneid's. Probably won't come against Trevor, probably be against the bullpen, but
yeah, I mean, having the bullpen always helps too.
Trevor probably won't be in there, longer than 4 or 5 innings at most, even if he pitches well. So, yeah, you should get 4 or 5 innings where you could potentially get 1, hopefully 2 at bats against that Nats bullpen, and then do the damage. Right? Vladdy probably gets off the schneid, hits his first nuke of the season tonight. Okay. Jovan, I got a Ray up there on the boards.
Sure you do.
Your guy, Jonathan Aranda. Look, I'm not going to sit up here and say I'm the Jonathan Aranda whisperer, that I've watched, every single one of this dude's at bats, but I will say that I do like runs and the over in this game. And I do think that his odds kind of stuck out to me a little bit more than, some of the other guys on this list. I thought it was kind of weird seeing him get the respect that he's getting. Third shortest odds in the game to hit a nuke. He has the shortest odds in the game to hit a nuke besides, O'Neal Cruz and Brandon Lau, who are 2 guys who obviously have more pop and have already gone yard this season. So Jonathan Aranda, the shortest odds out of anybody who's not hit a nuke yet this season. I know it's just begun, right? Only 4 games under their belt, but I thought that was some serious respect, I guess, for Jonathan Aranda, who does have a pretty solid matchup. Not official that he'll be in the lineup today, but I have a feeling he probably will be in a game where I'm liking runs, and maybe we see some more offensive firepower in George Steinbrenner Field down there in Tampa in this game, Jovan, with that total up to 9. Wouldn't be shocked to see Jonathan Aranda sitting at plus 450 when I thought he'd be maybe closer to plus 550, plus 650, right? Thought that was some serious respect for him. Third shortest odds in the game. I think he hits his first home run of the season, helps carry this Rays offense tonight at home.
Sure. I was looking at a couple different guys between him and maybe Yandy, who's been smoking the ball, one of the most unlucky guys in baseball right now, and Chris Morrell, one of those guys getting nuke. I would love for it to be Aranda. He's been crushing the ball too. Yeah.
Okay.
He's had a couple knocked down by the wind in the first couple games of the Rocky series, right at the track. So maybe with no wind coming in this time, he gets one to poke over the wall.
You're thinking either Aranda or Morel today? Okay.
Yeah, I don't want to leave Yandy out of it too. He's been smoking the ball, not really lifting it, but he's probably pissed now because he's been roping line drives, roping ground balls, just been getting robbed. Might try and lift it today, but Aranda and Morel probably smarter options.
Fruity, bro. I was so close to putting Trout in this puppy today. Ended up staying off because I figured Trent would ruin it. And now that I found out that he fucking put him in his no home run line, he probably is going to go yard today.
Yeah. I don't know if it really counts, though, because he wants it to lose.
Yeah, the gambling gods, they probably don't fuck with that. And they know everything and they watch everything, right? So they're probably sitting up there right now meeting about this as we speak, saying, should we smite Trent for this, right? Should the intentional potential cake here in the no home run lay be punished, right? They're probably having the same talk we are right now.
Yeah.
And if I were them, I'd probably say that he does get punished. Yep. I'd probably say he does. Which I don't know what that would mean. Will Trout hit the nuke? Will he not?
That would just mean somebody else
Trent ultimately wants. What is the end goal there? He probably cares more
wants
about the
Trout or Jordan hit a nuke,
right?
Yeah.
He cares more about the season long than he does today, right?
Yeah, he wants that to be how it cakes, which means
they won't give
Saul
that to
Wallner in there, Joey Barton there, and one of those guys.
Which means that maybe it'll be Matt Warner who does it, and then Mike Trout won't. Okay.
Yeah. Okay. Especially since
that's final consensus right there. Final consensus: Matt Wallner hitting a nuke today. That's what cakes the no home run lay, and maybe Mike Trout hits one next Tuesday.
Yeah.
When Trent pulls his shit.
There we go.
Okay. Sure we can. Krabs, have you seen Seiya Hitter K's? No, I have not. Seiya Suzuki? Is he up there for Hitter K's?
See ya.
Let me look. I do see him up there for 1.5 strikeouts. It's a demon. That looks a little bit too easy to me, though, looking at the chart and track record, which really shouldn't mean much at this point of the season. But probably staying off that for me. Honestly, I kind of like some of his at-bats. He might be striking out more, but he already has a nuke this season. I saw him take some good at-bats the other nights. Could be Seiya Suzuki's season. I'm not trying to get in the way of that. I think he might ball. All right, Jovan. Cut the shit. You got Rhys Hoskins up there, your guy in the goat whale at plus 420 as well. Yep. That's just a bonus. What do you think about him today?
This is where he gets on the board. He's a better overall hitter against lefties, but his power comes from righties. So he's not technically a reverse split guy in name, but I kind of want to treat him as such because like 18 of his, I think he had 26 or 25 last year, came off of righties. And they were largely off of reverse split guys that shared a pretty similar profile to Lorenzens. Like, obviously, I like the over in the game. I like Lorenzen regression period. I wanted to target a lot of the righties. We talked about Churio. Contreras is a solid one, too. Not the one that's on the board, but his brother, because he's also on the Brewers and same type guy. But Rhys Hoskins, I think, needs a little jolt today. I think he gets it, especially against not only a righty who is reverse split himself, but a righty that does not have incredible strikeout stuff. And just like we talked about with Churio, a lot of Lorenzen's problem is he likes to throw stuff that moves out to righties, move towards lefties, like the cutters and sliders going out that way. But when he gets in trouble is when he leaves it over the middle of the plate, which has happened very often. It happened a lot last year. He was just very fortunate to not see the results of that. If you miss against one of these guys in the middle of the zone, it's going to get hit very, very far. So I think we get maybe a couple of those today, and I think Rhys gets his first.
Let's hope Rhys can get off the schneid. We need him to break it here. Would be huge for my Brew Crew ML bet. Would be huge for your over. In this game as well. Go out there and do yob tonight, Rhys. It's time. We've been patiently waiting. No chirps. Tonight's the night. Okay. Look at Bookit Squad getting surgical in the chat, Jovan. I don't know about you, but I was having the same kind of thought when I was looking through these home run odds today. I almost put PCA up there myself. Excuse me, Pete Crow Armstrong.
Wow.
I thought he had some respect on his home run odds today. Obviously not notoriously a power hitter, more of a speed guy, but he's got some pop on his bat, and I think he's probably a pretty good look today as well. I thought he was getting some line respect. And like Chu's saying in the chat, Jovan, he's one of the only main guys on that Cubs squad who has not gone yet. maybe it's tonight. PCA. I almost put that puppy on this Dinger Tuesday graphic.
Sure.
It's funny that he was bringing that up. And I like that Wilson Contreras angle as well at plus 520. That's a pretty good look in a game where I'm liking some runs as well, Jovan.
Yeah.
Corey Seager. I don't know what you think about him, but I did square up a little bit. Plus 320. Nothing to write home about at the Smacks, but I do think Corey Seager hits his first nuke of the season tonight, Jovan. He was the clear-cut favorite based off of odds in this game by far. Shortest odds, and I think he comes through tonight. Really good matchup for the lefty up there at the dish, and I do like runs in this contest, especially from the Rangers who've caught, 10, 15 cents of steam, which probably makes sense with the official announcement of Spears going out there for the Reds against Evaldi, the veteran. So they probably should be where they're at right now at minus 145. I wouldn't be shocked if they catch even more steam, but I like runs. I like the Rangers, and I like Corey Seager's matchup against Spears up there on the bump and that Reds bullpen. I think tonight could be the night he gets off the schneid himself and hits his first nuke of the season.
I'm with you. I didn't really know what to take in this game, but I wanted to take something Rangers related. And Spires is a big time fly ball pitcher that struggles with lefties. So like the obvious answer is probably Jock, and Seager is right behind him. So there's a couple of guys I think you can make the argument for that I'm very, very down with.
Yeah. You want to talk a little bit more about Wilson Contreras here at plus 520?
Yeah. 0 for 18 with 8 Ks to start the year. They're having him and Mason Wynn are getting destroyed by the media. They had a heart to heart in the locker room, and Mason Wynn was talking about it when he was getting interviewed post game last night. But with all that considered, you want to know who has a run square up today, Krabs?
Who?
Wilson Contreras. Wilson Contreras, which is funny. And I would take it without that involved because you get to see Liberatore, Rays legend, who is a lefty who throws, good a bit of changeup, which is what he crushes from lefties, but he tries to kind of barrel in that bottom of the zone, which is where, if you look at Wilson Contreras, a majority of his home runs are coming from that very area that Liberatore loves to absolutely pepper. So if there is any matchup whatsoever where he could get off his little skid to start the year, I think it is absolutely this one. So I think we're going to see him trotting around the bases when we get into the first inning here off of an absolute whale.
Yep. We got a disgusted Contreras fantasy owner in the chat, written by Zach. After him bitching in the chat, he probably will go yards. Sure he can. Wilson Contreras. I didn't know he was over like that. I knew he was struggling, but geez.
Yep.
See if he can get off the schneid tonight.
Season.
All right. Let's see if he can come through today. Plus 520 piece. Chat, you guys like any of these goats to go yard today? Let me know. Or maybe there's some guys who you're taking on a Dinger Tuesday tonight to go yah. And Krabs just learned the word schneid. Sure he can. We got the real prodigy coming in, first time chatter. Let's run it back today. Wow, that doesn't make sense to me if you're first time chatter running it back today, but sure he can. Let's run it back today. Why not, real prodigy? W follow. We got La Tank coming in, dropping a follow as well. And Elo Luis. Somebody must be live on the talk, sending people over here, migrating them over here like a herd of cows. Let's go SK High coming in hot with a follow as well. We are also live on YouTube. Okay, if you want to get involved. Live on YouTube as well, Bookit Sports. Okay, W the real prodigy. Appreciate you, Beast. I'm just Blake coming in, dropping a follow as well. We got Prison Mike coming in, dropping a follow. Hella new goats coming in hot. Let's go, boys.
Good.
Sure we can. Where are you guys coming from right now? Let's go hit on your guys' slip from yesterday. Crazy hit with McKinnon in OT. Sure we can.
Yeah, 6-man from Surge Stream.
Wow. People forget that. I'm going to go on Surge Stream today and pitch Trent a baseball square. We'll see if he ends up taking it. W's. All right. Appreciate all the new guests coming in here. We're live pretty much all afternoon and, late morning with Mikey on TMA. Every weekday, talking sports, talking bets. Drop a follow. Stay a while. Get involved. And let me know who you think is going yard tonight, chat. If you've gotten that far, if you've labbed, let me know on Twitch. Who is hitting a dinger tonight? Okay. Any Dylan Cruz love for tonight? Surprised to not see him up there on your Dinger Tuesday card, Jovan.
I wouldn't hate it. Wouldn't hit at all. He barreled that one. I mean, he hasn't looked great to start the year, obviously, but
No.
I guess as we've been going, when he has made contact with the balls, it's been progressively harder and harder. And I thought he got that one that he hit straight away center last night, just missed on the warning track.
Yep.
So, I mean, we'll see.
We got Godly MQ coming in hot with the resub for 13 months. How about a baker's dozen for our guy Godly MQ coming in with the resub? We appreciate you, Beast. Jovan, I'll tell you what.
I don't even know if he's playing today, brother.
Mm.
CES got hit on the hand yesterday. So I don't even know. He might get an off day.
He might be out.
Or be out for a little longer. Who knows? We'll see. But
so I've watched every Dylan Cruz at bat so far this season. I mean, I have him his jersey right back here, obviously a fan, as you guys know. Watched every at bat so far this season. Game 1, hit the ball really hard to left and right field on 2 liners, but to no avail, no success. Both were caught. And then he proceeded to strike out in pretty much every at bat going forward the next 2 or 3 games. And then yesterday, like Jovan's saying, he did rope one, but again, no luck. Maybe tonight's a night. Thought his odds with how he's looked at the dish in some of those strikeouts. Thought his odds, he was getting some respect. Only sitting, within plus 1,000.
Yeah.
To hit a nuke tonight. Thought that was interesting. Maybe he does. If he doesn't do something today or get a hit, he's probably going to get benched. Not permanently, but more like, hitting the reset button for the kid, maybe going back to the drawing board. So big game for Dylan Cruz tonight. We'll see if he can show up for the Nats and himself.
Yep.
Okay. All right. W Dinger Tuesday plays chat. We will post these puppies on the Bookit BTLX. All right. But if you want to take a screenshot, go right ahead. And again, drop your Dinger Tuesday plays in the chat. I want to see who you guys have going yaya. I don't see anybody in the chat talking about people hitting nukes. Not one. And I've said it 5 times. Lindor hitting a nuke after having another child. Maybe Lindor gets off the schneid tonight. He's been getting roasted a lot for being one of the only guys using the torpedo bats to not get a hit. Maybe Vinny P going yard, Pega's saying. Sure we can. Maybe Jock hitting a nuke. How about Matt Wallner hitting a nuke tonight? Wouldn't that be something? I'm in for that. Maybe Lawrence Butler going yard tonight. I was looking at him at some of the A's. Wouldn't be shocked. Would love a Matt Wallner nuke. Okay. Well, W new followers coming in on Twitch as well, guys. We're live on YouTube as well. And we've got Trent hosting the Surge stream in about 20 minutes starting up here. So stick around. We got plenty of content the rest of the day. Somebody in chat said they have a 10-unit play tonight.
Dude, is that Trent? Is that Rav? Who is
I
it?
think Krabs can get behind it. Damn. My guess is it's Rav. Yeah.
No way it's Rav.
We'll see.
Could be Mike.
Would love to hear it. Yeah, let me know. All right. 10-unit whale. Cannot wait to see what that is in the chat. All right. Jovan, look, man, I want to craft up a NBA TNT 2-piece. Okay, we owe it to the people. We owe it to the people.
First 5.
Yes, D-backs first 5 ML. I love that play.
Wow.
Is that a Mikey Overs POD?
I don't know if Mikey Over is getting first 5 second active. Is he?
I love that play. I do. I like the under in the game more, but I do like that play, and I am seeing this team catch some steam today. I want Burns against the Torpedoes. So do I. I think that's going to be a very low-scoring, boring game. Everybody's going to be turning on their TVs, expecting the Torpedoes to lead the way, and like baseball typically does, probably lets some people down a little bit tonight, and maybe we don't get the nukes, right? Maybe we don't get a bunch of Yankees cheating using these fake bats to hit home runs, right?
Yeah.
All right. It's totally fine when Ellie uses those bats, by the way, chat. Just when the Yankees use them, it's bullshit. Want to make sure that's perfectly clear. Okay. Surprised he didn't go D-backs. Yeah, I do like him, Billy. I was close, back and forth between that under and the first 5, to be honest with you, for Arizona. Ended up going with the under in the game. Thought it was just a little bit nastier. Krabs been feeding cake, so I will now be taking the over. I don't really think I've been feeding cake. Again, I think people are just making that up, or they're just assuming. The plays have been hitting. The last time we did the Sharp Report, went 5-0.
Really swapped the last one we did.
Krabs, what's good with Trevor Williams' earned run line? Set at 2.5 on DK. Is he getting tagged up today? I think he's one of those guys that just overexceeds expectations and pitches better than he should. So, I know Jovan likes the over in the game, and it's scaring me, but I can't get myself to fading Trevor. I don't want to fade him. But I also wouldn't recommend the less than there if Jovan's got the over in the game. So maybe just sit that one out, Nicky Gambles, and we'll see what Trevor Williams we get this season, right? A lot of time left. Krabs take the Cats today. Nats today. Okay. We're going to get smoked with Barrios. We'll see. We'll see. All right. Jovan, it's about that time. Why don't we craft up an NBA TNT two-piece for today? We got 2 games on prime time tonight. Been a while since we've talked some NBA, but let's head over there to the association and don't get too excited, Jovan. We've got the Suns and the Bucks getting moving on this first TNT game here. I guess we could start with your thoughts on how the game plays out. Looks like the Bucks are -5.5. I think they opened up -6.5 against the Suns, who I guess are still trying to win out and maybe sneak into the playoffs here. I think they're the 11th seed, is what Goots was telling me before. Still maybe some chance to make the postseason, but they probably got to win this game and win the rest of their games. Only like 7 games left in the NBA regular season for these teams. Jovan, how do you think this one plays out? The total's up as well in this game, 4 points.
Yeah, which I was going to say. I think the total moving up when KD isn't playing, I believe. Correct me if I'm wrong, chat. And the skid that the Suns have been on offensively in these last couple of games is pretty interesting. So if I were to take a play on the Bucks, the over would probably be the play there, which could mean it's a pretty solid, could be a solid game for squares.
Yeah, could be. Durant out with the voice crack. Durant out, Beal out, but that's, again, a good thing for the Suns and for points in this game. Giannis a game time, but probably going to play. Likely to suit up Tuesday. Then why do you say he's game time? Why do you make me click on it? I don't understand. I've never understood that. Right? If he's likely to play, why is he a game time decision? That sounds like probable to me, or he's already locked in. No Dame. Obviously, he's out for the rest of the season, Jovan, but
yeah.
All right. Let's look at some of these Sun squares real quick.
I'll tell you one that I legally am required to at least make you look at, because the second you see it, you're probably going to lose all sanity at Devin Booker threes. Definitely
Booker threes.
Injury and increased opportunity cooked into what makes the square look like this today, but just absurd.
I mean, his 3-point attempts is crazy at 7.5. He's got 2.5 3-pointers made. Insane square. Reminds me of Mark Sears. That's absurd.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah, if there's ever a time you're going to convince me on back in Devin Booker taking a goat, it's when his fucking chart looks like that.
Yeah, I was just bringing it up for 6. There's a couple of guys I feel like I could get down on. That square is just like one of the first ones I saw. So it definitely got brought to my attention. I am seeing some Bradley Beal potential playing now.
Yeah, I guess he was active at shoot-around earlier today. Talk about a guy who just makes it all about himself. Right? Making all the media, everybody paying attention to him. Poor me, poor me. Oh, Bradley Beal's hurt again. Shocker. God, I hate his guts. I hate his guts. What a loser. And what a bad teammate. I'll say it.
Unbelievable.
Bad teammate.
Unbelievable.
Look, it's not hard to see. When you're out and your team plays better and they win more games, it's not rocket science, folks. It's not. And with that being said, Bradley Beal just got a triple-double, and the Suns won by 10.
Let me throw another name at you from the Suns, Krabs.
Okay.
So I feel like every single time we have this discussion, when somebody of the big names are out for the Suns, this guy always shows up, especially when he's in like a good catch and shoot matchup. And he's got some weird squares, obviously. Injury cooked into those too, but about Grayson Allen. Take a peep there.
Let's go look at Grayson squares. There's Colin Gillespie up as well.
Yeah.
The Grayson squares are weird. Certainly. Look at the rebound square.
Yeah, the rebound square is kind of crazy. Saw that one too.
Crazy, bro. What the? Crazy. Yeah, Dan, you're not wrong. I am more of a Misi guy. Yep. Not a big
Misi.
deal guy. Alan, revenge game, Mook is saying. Yeah, it is a
he's
revenge
former
game.
Buck. He was.
I really like both of those angles. I guess I'll say wouldn't mind Devin Booker attempts or his threes made. Honestly, probably rather take the attempts and just not leave it up to him actually banging them. But Grayson Allen, if we get him involved, all I ask is that we include his rebounds because that's maybe even just as weird.
I would be down to go
as his points.
PRA, one of the two.
Yeah.
I just feel like the one thing that I know you're going to be not feeling easy about is probably when Surge Dream comes around and Devin Booker is playing the Bucks with no Kevin Durant, so you're probably going to hear his name 5,000 times.
If you had to guess, you think you'll hear some more Devin Bookers than you will Grayson Allens today?
Yeah, I would assume he'd be a good bit of the names pitched in the NBA. Anything that's not MLB is probably going to be, you're probably going to hear Booker the most out of any of it.
Okay. Then why don't we pivot and go Grayson Allen PR 11.5. Hold the A.
Hold the A.
Oh, you want the A in there? You want the A?
Yeah. I mean, it doesn't make a difference, I don't think. Down to go PR.
Okay. Rita said, wouldn't mind holding the R as well. I kind of would mind that, to be honest with you.
You wouldn't mind holding the
square.
R? I thought that was your thing, Krabs.
I'm reading Rita's chat. Wouldn't mind holding the R, and I would like to have that in there. I wanted that. I disagree with Rito.
I thought you said you wouldn't mind that either.
I disagree with Rito. I'm calling him out. We have to get that involved. Look at the rebound square. It's absurd. Let's go points and rebounds combo, PR.
Sure.
11.5. Okay. We take a peep over to game number 2. Minnesota and Denver.
This one is interesting because the T-Wolves have all the guys suspended for this game. Not all of them, but a good amount of like the role player bench guys. So this is a strange one.
Okay. Pull up the injury report here and see what's going on. I mean, yeah. You tell me with all this drama going on with the Nuggets, still 3.5-point favorites? Is that weird or?
Well, no, considering that there's the guys out for the T-Wolves. They still have like their main guys in there, but you're missing a little bench depth, which doesn't help.
Buzz Williams, Maryland.
No way it's actually official, Goods.
Wow.
John Rothstein, sources, Maryland will hire Texas A&M Buzz Williams as his next head coach.
Goods, why don't you just read the tweet that I put out 3 days ago that
I know.
I saw some angry pitchforks outside the apartment.
I'd have to find that.
That was old as time. I'll find it. I'll read it. Nobody knows Buzz Williams more than me, unfortunately. Get ready to learn Buzz Williams, buddy. That goes to anybody in the DMV area. Get ready. And don't even think about cursing in the crowd because he will grab a mic mid-game and he will tell you to shut up.
Per Krabs, I would bet my life savings that Kevin Willard has already taken the job of Villanova and Buzz Williams will be the next head coach of the Terps. Already seen it. Done deal.
Yeah, it also helped that I had some people in the DMs fill me in on some stuff going on, some calls that were made. So wouldn't say that was just my brain randomly tweeting out something. That had some help over there. But wow, Buzz Williams. Not going to spend more than 10 more seconds on this because we do have to craft up a lineup. But the weird part about this, gents, that a lot of people don't know, he's a Texas A&M guy. He started his coaching career down there as an assistant. He's from Texas. He has always had it as his dream to go down there and coach at Texas A&M, Jovan. That's what he at least told Virginia Tech when he left here. He said, this is a dream job. I have to go. I don't have a choice.
Right.
And now he's leaving. Really weird. So obviously that means that it didn't work out. El Chem. He wasn't vibing with the people, running the show. He wasn't vibing with the boosters, something, right? Kind of like Kevin Willard in Maryland. Something was off. And he's going to go try something else new. So we'll see how it works out. Buzz, I feel like Buzz fits at College Park. a school that cares more about academics than they do about actually winning games. Buzz is a guy who probably cares a little bit about morals than winning at the end of the day. So I see the move. Makes a lot of sense. Right. And maybe that's what the Terps needs. A guy who actually cares and gives a hoot about his players. We'll see.
Yeah.
I think that's a W move for the Terps. What do you think, Jovan?
I don't mind the move. I don't mind the move at all. It's just like I don't know. I guess when you need a pretty full reset after Willard and everything they just built this year, you need like a established culture guy at the very least.
Yeah.
Which, if you can give anything to Buzz Williams, give him any sort of credit, I think you can definitely give him that. So, I mean, I like the move, especially out of like the coaching pool that's currently left. I think that's a pretty solid option, top of the line.
Yep. Okay. All right. Let's move and groove because, again, cannot be talking about Buzz Williams for any more than what we already have. Minnesota, Denver, Jovan, a lot of injuries, a lot of game time decisions for both these teams. Jesus. A lot of people out. I'm seeing a ton of game time decisions, bro, for the Nuggets. This is going to make this damn near impossible.
Yeah, really difficult.
I mean, Christian Brown is expected to play, but still game time. And, they got
I'd be surprised. I mean, there's got to be probably something to come for the Nuggets because they should probably be a little bigger favorites than they are. There's something happening that we probably won't know, which is why I wouldn't mind sticking to the T-Wolves because at least that, for the most part, we know. There's no Dante, no Nas.
Okay. Were there any guys, top of mind you were thinking of off the rip for the T-Wolves?
So they just played not too long ago. Obviously, like everybody, I assume, would love any sort of Rudy anything today because he's facing Jokic on the inside. I don't really care to bet on Rudy. But Julius Randle and Anthony Edwards dominated the matchup they played not too long ago. Julius Pork had 25 and Edwards had 29. Conventional thinking would say when you have, I don't know, kind of the role player guys out, there's probably going to be a little more attention put on those guys to make them pass the ball. So I would not mind going to like anybody else other than those three guys in Pork, Gobert, and Ant Edwards. Your guy Nikhil could be an option.
Yeah, right now I'm looking at Jaden McDaniels, threes attempted.
Jaden McDaniels could be an option. What's that number?
Jaden McDaniels has an insanely red 3.5 3-points attempted square. Now, I don't think that's a category you can really find odds on the books.
No, he did have exactly 4 in that game they just played.
Okay. Don't love that, obviously. Nikhil is obviously, whenever I hear his name, I'm very intrigued, but also a little bit biased there as well with Nikhil Alexander-Walker, but that's a guy who plays the game the right way.
Yeah.
Looking through some of his squares, he's got a 4.5 3-pointers attempted square. 9.5 points. Nothing's really jumping off the page, though.
That feels a little odd that his line is higher than Jaden McDaniels. I know it.
Points.
It makes sense given like the no Dante situation, but the fact that that's up feels a little strange. Even after like in that game, Dante had 6 3 attempts, but Nikhil only had his little 1-for-1. While Jaden was the best player not named Ant Edwards or Randall in that game. He had 16, 3 for 4 from 3.
Chat, any other squares on the T-Wolves? You want to throw their name in the ring? Yeah, Terrence Shannon not playing tonight. Mike Conley from Rito. Thoughts on Mike Conley, Jovan?
I mean, he's probably one of the guys that's going to get some increased burn as well. So, I mean, I would not hate that in the slightest.
Points are green as ma.
Conley and Nikhil are probably the two guys. Not probably. Definitely the two guys of anything on the board that gets affected by everything happening the most.
Mm-hmm.
Jaden, I guess, also with Nas Reed, somebody's got to sit in the corner and chuck.
Right.
So that's also going to be his role, you would think.
Rav said fade Jokic assists.
A lot of very funny dunk squares up for you, Krabs.
I don't know if I could fade that Jokic assist, Rav. And yeah, there are a lot of half dunk squares up there. I did notice that. Kind of weird.
Pretty funny.
First time chatter talking about that. Sure.
Yeah, I mean,
Conley,
all of
good
the
bet that
dunks, they have the
probably comes through.
whole T-Wolves lineup is up for dunks, and they're all green as ma.
Yeah. I'll be honest. I'm getting better vibes from Conley than I am for Nikhil. I feel like Nikhil's a little forced. Why do I want to go with the grizzly old vet and Mike Conley?
Could always be Mike Conley. If we do take Conley, though, we definitely have to do something including his assist, because I think that's probably the biggest uptick in role. That has to be included in some combo.
Okay. Conley just went dummy last game. I'm out. I'm out.
What if we took
Nikhil
RA
more
then?
than PRA from Krabs?
What if we took RA then for Conley?
Nah, Conley might as well not be playing tonight. I'm done with him.
Dude, he had 17 points, Krabs.
How about we just take Nikhil Alexander-Walker to go out there and do Yob as PRA more than 15? If he's getting extended minutes, you're getting extended results.
I could be in. 15 PRA.
Talk about a kid that just doesn't make it all about himself, goes out there, he's grabbing boards, he's passing to wide open players when needed, right? Nikhil Alexander fucking.
Nikhil Alexander, who also did have, I wouldn't say he went dummy, but he had a good last game.
Well, he's a good player. He's up for 16 on the books.
He's up for what?
16 PRA.
Oh, PRA.
And
Sure.
15 on prize picks.
Sure.
Hmm.
Could be WCB.
So much bias in this play, chat saying. So out on Krabs, man. Rito set. A lot of bitching for a lineup that always hits. Jovan, I'll let you take the lead here on this one. What square do you want to put in?
I like both the squares, to be honest with you. And I mean, chat, if you were sitting here, you probably heard me bring up Nikhil Alexander-Walker before Krabs brought it up. So, I mean, it's between him and Conley. I don't know. Maybe we can leave that to chat.
I think we go Nikhil, if that's the case. PRA.
Nikhil PRA.
PRA. Okay. Let's go Grayson Allen PR. And let's go Nikhil Alexander-Walker PRA. And I will drop the link to that right now. And we're going to get the squad right up and moving right now as well. Let me drop the link to this prize picks lineup right here, right now. A little two-piece for you, chat. Grayson Allen, more than PR. And Nikhil Alexander-Walker, more than PRA. Okay. Jovan, favorite straight bet today?
Favorite straight bet today? Royals Brewers over.
Okay. We'll put that in there. Goots, if you don't mind, real quick, run that shit. I want to see that damn train. All right, chat. Jovan's favorite straight bet today, Royals Brewers over 8.5. I'll put that puppy in there.
Sure.
I want to put that Diamondbacks Yankees under in here.
Sure.
How much you like that over on the ice?
I probably like going to Toronto a little bit better.
Really?
Yeah.
All right, let's go to Toronto. Let's run it. Chat, 3 plays, 3 winners. You got 2 minutes to lock in your squad ride votes. Okay? 3 plays, 3 winners. You've got the Nats Blue Jays over 8.5. You've got the Diamondbacks Yankees under 8.5, which will be getting my vote because it's a nasty under, and it involves fading the Yankees. And the Royals and Brew Crew over 8.5. 3 plays, 3 winners. Hurry up. Go, 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 go. Hurry up. Lock in your vote. You got 2 minutes left. I need a couple more things for you guys. Number 1, drop the W Gootses in the chat. Goots is on ground. Boots is on ground. Producing today after going to the O's game yesterday. So W Goots back in action like he never left. Great job today. Appreciate you running the show behind the scenes here. And I'm literally watching Goots on the screen type in W Goots. Oh, no, that was Go O's. That was Go O's. Okay, I'm not going to roast him like that. He did not type in W Goots. He typed in Go O's in the message bar. Still hilarious and awesome. But not that much of a me guy. Should have known. That was just a Go O's. Come on now.
Unreal.
W Goots, good to have you back on the saddle. And hey, the O's are 1-0 with Goots on ground. Good to see it. Good to see it, my man. Chat, get involved. Lock in those votes. You got 1 minute left. Hurry up. Go, go, go. We're already overtime here. Leaking into Surge. I'll tell you what, if we go overtime tomorrow, I will give out $100 on Search Stream. We're not going over tomorrow.
Jeez.
Not letting it happen. Chat, get involved. 3 plays, 3 winners. Lock in your votes in the Twitch chat. And please stick around for the Search Stream starting up right after this. We got Trent leading the way. He needs winners. He needs prize pick squares. He needs book plays. Lock the fuck in. All right, chat. Couple seconds left.
1 Goot Stinger Tuesday potentials while
Goot Stinger Tuesday play to close us out here.
Wraps up.
Did anyone watch the A's game yesterday?
Oh, yeah.
Left field is Mickey Mouse. I could hit it there. So give me Bangaleers.
Wow.
Love that. He was in contention for one of the spots on mine, too. Love that.
And there you have it. And he was in contention for a spot on mine, too, if he ends up going yard.
Bangaleers.
We got an over in Kansas City and Milwaukee. Let's hope it's the Brew Crew's bats coming through for my own mental health. And we'll catch you guys at the cash counter. Stick around for the Surge Stream. If you don't mind, pitch Trent a winner. W Jovan. W Goots. WBTL. We'll catch you guys tomorrow, same time, same place. Good luck tonight. We'll be.